Hey, what's up guys? Chad here from Wash Wizard Powerwashing in Jacksonville, Florida. And today we are hitting a house wash and maybe like a little bit of a front deck area. This is kind of out in the country area. So take a look, we got a nice house sitting up. Now the front of this house is cedar, so we're actually not treating that. Obviously, you know, you're not hitting cedar with SH. So we're going to be doing all of the stucco, the windows, the soffits. Take you for a quick tour around here. I'm going to be downstreaming this. I know it is stucco, but it's really not in bad shape. It's really mostly just the soffits and gutters that we're going to be cleaning up. There's a little allergy on some of the windows, but really, other than needing a paint job, it's not that dirty. Looks pretty good actually. We're going to clean up all these soffits up here, get them nice and bright and white, clean. Let's see, it's around the back. Look how beautiful this is though. Look at all that space. I love it. Got their own little lake preserve back there, a pond or whatnot. Very cute. Yeah. So these stairs we're not touching. We're gonna be doing the chimney up there. You can see there's a lot of growth on the actual soffits. I think those are pretty much the worst condition out of everything. Rest of it, really not too bad, just kind of needs maybe a little paint work and it should be nice. You know, bush around here, see? This is about the only growth I see on the house that stands out. So all in all, not bad. I actually love doing jobs like this where you're out in the country. It feels nice. Myself, in my heart, I'm a country boy, even though I'm from a metropolitan city. I'm from Staten Island, New York originally, so, you know, I got to live that life for most of my life, but I really am partial to country life. If I could move out this way, I definitely would. My wife won't let us. She likes amenities and HOAs, and I can't stand HOAs and amenities, so it's a great marriage. Awesome. We balance each other out perfectly. So yeah, so you got some cleaning up there. That's the big girl. Hi, big girl. She's very sweet. Hi. And we're gonna clean up this area over here for them. We'll get the soffits and the roof up there. Hi. Yeah, so all in all, pretty quick. Yeah, so I got my hoses pulled out already. I got everything set up. So I'm gonna start with this front piece here. I'm gonna do the front over there where the dog is last, because I don't want to disrupt her. I'm gonna make all mud when we clean that up, and she looks pretty cozy. So we're gonna start from this side and work our way around. We're not touching the carport, so we just it's a pretty quick, easy thing. All right, so I'm gonna throw you on the tripod. I'm gonna get to rinsing first. Always rinse. Remember, you know, even if you're downstreaming and you got low SH, you know, you got 1% SH or so, you know, you don't want to kill the vegetation. You know, hot day, humid, it can you know, it can still do damage. And also on your windows, even though the sun's not out, those windows are still pretty warm. You know, you don't want the SH flashing off on the windows. Then you're going to get, you know, SH residue, which is going to come out like streaks and blotchy. So you constantly rinse those windows. I tell you in every video, always flood your vegetation, always rinse those windows real well. So we're going to get to rinsing this down, and then we're going to start downstreaming, and that's it. it up. Don't forget to always, this is just straight water. Cooling everything down a bit before we start spraying SH. Make sure when you are spraying SH, stay away from anything electrical, any kind of phone lines, cameras. Don't spray them directly. Make sure if you do, you rinse them off as quick as possible. Clean water. Alright guys, a hot one today. Alright, so got everything rinsed down. Give it a nice rinse, especially on those windows. Remember, when we're shooting SH, you're never hitting electrical panels, electrical outlets, cameras directly. You know, don't hit this stuff directly. You could circle around it, but if you hit it directly, make sure you rinse it off immediately. Alright, you don't want that SH getting in there. It hits bare wire, causes oxidation on the wiring, and that causes resistance, and that can cause a fire. All right, so let me show you. So now here's my high pressure hose, the gray one, coming out right to this. So remember, we're downstreaming today. So when you're downstreaming, once again, here's your downstream injector. Okay, and all as that is, it's got a little spring and ball in there. And what that does is when you use a large size orifice, it gives it the time to suck. So if you use a big tip on the end of your gun, large orifice diameter, it's gonna allow that downstream injector to pull SH. And then when you put a smaller tip on there, like more of a pressure tip, preferably a fan pressure tip, right? It's going to stop the SH from pulling, so you don't have to come back here and change anything. So what I'm going to do right here, this is my SH line, and what I just do, this is a very, very basic setup. This is, you know, this is something that, you know, when you're in the beginning, or, you know, maybe a little further in the beginning. I mean, it is a basic setup, but this is still a professional setup. But you know, having something like a bypass with a valve on a remote control is definitely, you know, the step that you want to get to, so you don't have to do this. You could just leave it in the SH all the time, hit the remote, it shuts off the SH, and you're just, you know, you're switching from SH to rinse without coming back here or doing anything else or changing tips. You know, it's very convenient. I just haven't had a chance to do it, to be totally honest with you. It's not about the money, it's just, I just haven't had a chance to do it, and I'm so used to doing it this way. It doesn't even barely bother me at all, but I definitely need to upgrade to that. So here it is. This is my SH tanks. I got my tube in my SH tank. Now, whenever you're using tubes into a tank, whether it's a 5-gallon bucket or an actual tank, whatever, do it this way. See this PVC pipe? This is just a PVC pipe on a bushing, and it goes all the way down into the tank, because if you take this hose, it could sometimes just coil up and sit on top, and then you're not in the SH, so you're not pulling SH. All right, so good thing to do with your dipsticks is to make sure you have PVC on them, and then run your tubes into the PVC, and that'll prevent them from floating on top. All right, so we're gonna get down to running some SH on this house, and let's get it going. right, guys. Did the front and the side of the house, working on this back section now. Basically same drill. We're just gonna pre-wet it, hit it with the downstream, give it about maybe an 8-10 minute dwell. Maybe not quite on this side because the sun is hitting this side. So there's really not a lot of growth, but you don't want to let it sit too long in the sun because it'll flash off and you'll oxidize. You could even oxidize stucco. So don't let it flash off, you know, make sure you keep it moist. So I'm gonna hit it with the rinse right now. I still have my downstream injector plugged in. So to rinse, we're gonna be using a smaller office size. So this is a, I believe this is a 40 degree fan tip. So, well, it might be a 25, I'm sorry, 25 degree fan tip. So it's got high pressure and it's not gonna pull any SH. So we're just gonna rinse it down a bit and make sure you plug it in so it doesn't go flying off all the way. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, not good. Not good at all. What's going on now? Okay, good lesson right here. So what I did is I plugged it in, but it wasn't in all the way. It didn't lock. And when I pulled the trigger, it blew right out. So now I plug it back in and check this out. It's spraying all over the place, right? It's coming out right between the J-rod and the fitting. And that's because if you look in there, I don't know if you can see in there, but I blew the O-ring right out of it. So that's why it's so important to always keep extra O-rings in, because they break, they blow out, and then, you know, you're out of luck. So I'm gonna go get an O-ring, pop it in there, and we'll get to spraying again. All right, we're back. I don't know, once again, if you can see in there, but put a new O-ring in there. So make sure you always keep 1/4 inch for the tops of your sprayers, 3/8 for the connections that go from your hoses to your actual sprayers. And M22s, they don't blow out that often, but you know, keep them. M22s for your connections on your high pressure lines off your pressure washer. So those are the 3 size O-rings you're going to want to keep on your truck. Okay, let's see. All right, see, she's all good. All right, so whenever you get a leak between one of your fittings, always check the O-rings first, because 90% of the time, that's what it's gonna be. Let's get this thing done. So once again, I'm rinsing first, trying to cool down the temperature. It don't take much, just gotta give it one good once over, maybe twice, and that should help you out a lot. And the windows, though, you know, they do get hot. So try to hit them a few times. Don't get up on them. You know, don't get on top of your windows with any kind of pressure, because you could, I'm gonna move you. You could blow in, you know, water, especially doors and windows. So move back a little when you're gonna hit those windows. Now, this is a stucco house. Typically on a stucco house, I don't downstream, because most of the time, especially if it's like a deep stucco, it'll hold on to the mold and algae and all the dirt really, really hard. It gets deep in there. This is a flatter kind of stucco, but other than that, it's not that dirty. So that's why I'm downstreaming this. I'm really just giving it a quick wash, and I'm cleaning up the soffits and the fascias and the gutters. That's really all this job is all about. So, you know, every job is independent. You know, you gotta weigh out what you gotta use, what tool is gonna suffice to get that job done. Because you don't wanna go shooting 3% SH on here. This is a pretty big house. You know, might cost you, you know, 20, 30 bucks an SH. And, you know, you don't want to go shooting SH on it if you don't have to. You know, I'm going to probably shoot 3-4 gallons of SH on this thing. And maybe a little more. And, you know, and it's going to look just great. So, you know, try to gauge as you do more and more jobs. But at the end of the day, always do a good job. I mean, that's the number one, right? Always do a good job. Even if it costs you money. We got it all soaked up. Now we're just giving it a couple minutes to dwell. We're gonna rinse it down, and she should look pretty good. You can already see, let me take it off the pod. You can already see how white the soffits are coming, and they haven't been rinsed down yet. So, a little bit of SH goes a long way sometimes. All right. Especially on vinyl. Vinyl is very quick. You can hit it with a downstream, and literally in 3 minutes, a lot of the times the vinyl's clean. If it's really, really dirty, you know, on a dark side of a house maybe, you know, you might get heavier buildup there, and you might have to let it dwell 5 minutes. But vinyl gets cleaned with SH quick. So does hardy board. Stucco and brick are definitely the hardest, especially deep stucco. I think stucco is the worst, but I've done some brick houses that were pretty heavily built up, and they're pretty hard too. And don't get tempted to use too much pressure directly on those houses to get them clean, because you can definitely chip stucco and you can etch brick with a power washer. That's 3,500 PSI or 3,000 PSI. So be careful. All right, let's get to rinsing. And once again, I still have my downstream injector plugged in. Let me shoot this over here. As you can see, there's no suds coming out of it. No suds on the wall, no like foam. So that means that's just straight water. You can always see it on the window. If you're shooting SH, whenever it hits, even if you're not using a surfactant, whenever it hits the wall, or especially a window, you can see like sudsy. It's very sudsy. When you're shooting straight water, you know, it's no suds. So it usually takes about 15 seconds in my setup. I have about 200 feet, and I have a 5.5 gallon pressure washer. Or 5 gallons, sorry, a minute. So it takes about 15 seconds for mine to get all the SH out of the wall. And remember, that's on your pressure line. If you're soft washing, depends on your soft wash setup, but that usually takes longer because you got more hose and a smaller pump or a smaller volume of water going through the lines. So just, you know, keep that in mind. All right. All right, guys, so here we are, this big beauty. So we got her all nice and cleaned up. You can see the soffits came out pretty nice and white. Now, see the tiger striping? I don't know if you could see that coming down those straight lines. What that is when asphalt runs off the roof from asphalt shingle, it stains it. And that doesn't come out with SH. That really comes out with a brightening. So you're gonna use something like LA Awesome, or maybe some butter, gutter butter, and that'll take it right off. Gotta be careful though, you don't let that dwell too long because you can pull the paint off it. It's very strong stuff. Agitate it a little bit, comes out beautiful. But that's not what's in a regular house wash. Regular house wash, as we always talk, is just about getting all the organic growth off it, all the dirt. But you can see the difference in these gutters, fascias, and soffits. It really came out nice. This house, you'll see a lot of discoloring. It actually needs a paint job, but for intensive purposes, it really came out nice and clean. Looks good. They didn't have me do that, so that's just the main house. Now over here you're gonna notice there's a lot of, and I couldn't figure it out for a split second, a lot of like, it's staining, and it's actually smoke staining. See, that's the culprit right there. You put a barbecue underneath a low roof line like this, and the vinyl actually will get stained by the smoke, and that is not coming out. So be aware of that and let your customers know that up front. But you know, gutters came out nice and clean. Nice. Looks good up there. So yeah, all in all, I'm pretty happy. You know, it's more impressive when you're doing like a pristine house and it's dirty. You know, you're gonna find that when you're house washing, a lot of the houses you're gonna be washing aren't gonna be in the best shape. And, you know, it looks nicer, you know, but it's still on a house that might need a little bit of work. So it's not as impressive. But, you know, at the end of the day, we're just looking to get it clean. If you remember over here on this side, there was all that mold that came off nice. Yeah, looks good. I'm happy with it. It took me a little bit longer than it should have. I was shooting half the house without soap for half the house. So, you know, that was on me. I'll never make that mistake again. You know, and it's funny because as I'm spraying, I'm just not paying attention, but I didn't smell the soap. And, you know, when you don't smell the SH, you know, something's going on. You know, even when you're downstreaming, you should be smelling the SH. Because even at a low percentage, you're gonna smell it, all right? So that's pretty much it. We ran over the concrete as well, but this is painted concrete and the paint's all coming off, so it doesn't look so impressive, but it looks a lot better. Nice and white up in here, looks good, all right? So all in all, good job, good day, customer's happy. All right, guys, I hope you learned something today. Hope I was informative. Drop me a comment if you need to. I'll answer anybody. I'm not here to sell courses or charge you for information. This is just straight up free. Check out these videos above for more information on exterior cleaning and pressure washing. Until next time, I'll see you then.